J-Dub, welcome to the Real Rush. Bang your head to the opening. Run!
Tis no better feeling than that of being on location, shooting things live in person where you know you only have one take to get everything right. And that is quite evident and prominent in this episode's intro, as you just saw a couple moments ago. I tried to start off right there describing it with an Irish brogue and a little bit of an Irish ditty, but the voice after, this is like perfect before and after. Like you just saw, like, actually no, you kind of saw like the during the happening of Dub at Full Gear, and now you're witnessing the aftermath of J-Dub from AEW Full Gear. What's happening, y'all? It is your boy J-Dub, and welcome to episode 58 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. And as it was quite apparent in the intro, and as I'm sure is quite apparent in the sound of my voice right now, did I state it a couple seconds ago? I don't even know if I said it a couple seconds ago or not, but AEW Full Gear was awesome last night. Got to see the Bucks rain down the money on everybody, rain down the Bucks on the parade, on the crowd, as we sat and had great seats. Even stayed around afterwards, got a chance to fucking meet Jungle Boy, aka Mr. Jack Perry, son of late actor Luke Perry. Yes, sir. Met Darby Allin. Got to meet Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. We got some footage with like Sammy Guevara and SCU, and we saw the Bucks for a little bit. We wish Nick all the best. It looked like he fucked up his leg a little bit in last night's match versus Santana and Ortiz. Got to see Moxley, aka Ambrose, versus Omega. Yeah, last night was off the fucking chain. Cody versus Jericho, Le Champion for the AEW World Championship. Yeah, last night was lit. AEW Full Gear, the whole shleming bang was lit. We had fucking VIP tickets, which I didn't even know. That's what I purchased until I went to go look at the ticks a couple days or a couple nights ago, after filming last week's episode, as a matter of fact. So that's 2 weeks in a row that the voice has been a little fucked up. But yeah, I didn't even know that I had gotten VIP tickets. And that meant that you got like early access to the arena, you got early merchandise shopping access, got access to a nice little VIP lounge where you got to chill the fuck out before the show. Got to sip on a little bit of my bubbly, a little bit of the caramel bubbly. What do we have? Do they have ginger ale? They did have ginger ale. So yes, I got to sip on some of my actual bubbly out of the Pepsi cup. Yes, sir. The Pepsi cup. Yeah, that all last night. All of Full Gear. Off the fucking chain. And the show itself was awesome. The matches were fucking great. Different breed, different style of wrestling. If you haven't experienced any AEW yet, fuck you waiting on? Especially if you're one of them that says like wrestling's gotten all stagnant and shit over the last couple of years. From now, here's what, you know, if you're a true wrestling fan, this is what you've been looking for all this times. AEW Dynamite, check it out. Wednesday nights, TNT. But last night was a pay-per-view, so check it where you can find it. I don't know where it is on demand or anything, but check out All Elite Wrestling online and shit. Anywho, so Full Gear aside, and possible self-induced laryngitis aside, let's go ahead and get on down to this week's brass tacks of what exactly is on this week's ticket, episode 58, The Real Rush. So, as stated last episode, I have 5 movies to review for y'all this week, and that is exactly the case. We did not stray away from that, so we had 5 movies reviewed for y'all this week. And we're going to kick things off this episode here with, let's go ahead and kick things off with you know what? In honor, happy Veterans Day, everybody. In honor of the fact that it is Veterans Day weekend, Veterans Day week, let's go ahead and kick things off with our review of the new World War II historical epic movie, Midway. This is from director Roland Emmerich, who we know from such films as Stargate and Independence Day and The Patriot, so he's most certainly not one to shy away from, topics of war. And this deals directly with U.S.'s involvement in World War II and the events that happened in between pretty much the bombing of Pearl Harbor that led up to the Battle of Midway, U.S. versus Japan. So in this film, you have pardon me if I'm about to fuck your name up, bruh, but Ed Skrein, what up, brother? You, homeboy from Deadpool and If Bill Street Could Talk and Alita Battle Angel, and he was also in something somewhat recent, and I can't think around it, but he was actually a good guy. But yeah, it's good to see him getting good guy roles because he's usually playing a douchebag. Speaking of which, let's go back to Full Gear real quick last night. Sammy G, full out douchebag, usually on TV. Cool as shit guy last night. Anywho, or cool as fuck guy in real life, I guess I should say. IRL. Anywho, back to Midway. So, you have Ed Skrein, you have Patrick Wilson. Good lord. You have Woody Harrelson, Aaron Eckhart, Dennis Quaid, Luke Evans, Nick Jonas, Darren Criss, fucking Mandy Moore, a whole bunch. Just the cast is stacked in this historical tale. Now the cool thing about this is not only is it a depiction of what actually happened in history, but this is actually tailored around the lives of actual people who fought and strategized behind the scenes that led up to the Battle of Midway. So kudos on that part, on the real character inclusion. Performances were pretty good. The action sequences, wow, didn't see that one coming. Everybody belches, so I did say excuse me. Anywho, so the action sequences, it was as with any Roland Emmerich film, very cool as well. Now the special effects, that's the part that I really want to touch on here, because the special effects almost have that retro feel to them, seeing as in that this takes place in mostly 1941 into 1942. It has that 1940s glossy look to it, kind of like The Rocketeer or Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow, or even a little bit of Flyboys, or even a little bit of Red Tails. So it has that look to it, that nostalgic aesthetic to it. I did like that. The battle sequences are really well done. I like the fact that, as I usually rate a lot of my movies, how long is the movie versus how long does the movie feel? Fly away. Butterfly, fly away. This movie is this movie is 2 hours and 18 minutes, but it does not feel like a 2 hour and 18-minute movie. I would actually say that it feels a little bit just shy of 2 hours. So maybe around 145, 150. So that's definite good on my take. Perfect timing with the release of this. Obviously, this was timed for Veterans Day weekend. There were more people in the audience than I was expecting on Friday night. But everybody seemed to enjoy it. Personally, overall, as a movie, I would actually have to go ahead and give Midway. I thought it was really, really well done, really well executed. Good Lord, I'm kind of sounding like Super Dave. I thought it was really well done, really well executed. There didn't really seem to be any slow moments or anything throughout the movie that could really slow it down. So I would go ahead and hit Midway with at least a we'll range it 7 to 7.5. So booyah, Midway now playing everywhere. Like I just stated, perfect timing coming out for Veterans Day weekend. So yes, go see it in honor of the holiday. Pay tribute. Thank you to everybody for all your service, not just in World War II, but in fighting and or serving in any capacity. It doesn't have to be in battles and stuff. Serving in any capacity. I don't care if you were, if you got drafted into the army or if you went into the army and started like typing documents. Whatever you did for your service, thank you very much. Everybody else, go see Midway. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It is playing in theaters everywhere, and whatever the highest quality format that you can find this joint in, that is what you should go see this joint in, because the sound and everything off the chain. So Midway, playing everywhere, y'all. Next up on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, let's go over to the movie that we thought we was going to kick things off here with this episode, this week's other big drop. But I flip-moded the shit on you. My bad, I guess. Well, no, not my bad, because we paid tribute to the vets with talking about Midway first. So let's go ahead, roll things on this episode of Real Rush Ticket, and not kick things off, but second up on this episode of Real Rush Ticket, Dr. Sleep. And Dr. Sleep is the long-awaited sequel to Stephen King's The Shining. This was written in, I believe, 2013, 2014, somewhere around that range. And they had been Warner Brothers wasn't sure if they were going to adapt this to a film or not, but based off the success of It from 2 years ago, hell yeah. If you haven't noticed, a bunch more Stephen King shit got greenlit after that. So as I just stated, this is the long-awaited sequel to The Shining, both novel-wise and film-wise, and this follows Danny Torrance, now as an adult, played by Ewan McGregor, and dealing with his aftermath of everything that happened with The Shining. So we know not to spoil anything if you haven't seen The Shining, but obviously he survives, and that's all I'm going to leave it with. But whether you know anything about The Shining or not, this shouldn't give too much away. Obviously, some fucked up shit happens, but this actually deals with the fact that, we know that he survives, but how did he deal with everything that he saw? And that's where I'm going to leave that cliffhanger, because if you haven't seen The Shining, you need to see it, and I'm going to get to that point in just a second. But this deals with him as an adult, dealing with him, basically Shining PTSD. And there is another child out there 4 years later that is just like him. But not only that, since we're dealing with, more than one location here, there's also a cult, so to speak, called the Knot, that seeks out people with these type of powers, and they feed upon them to slow down their aging abilities and to harness their own evil powers and shit. Yeah. So it's up to Danny to pretty much find this little girl and protect her from the Knot, man. Well done. I'm actually torn on whether or not Midway or Actually, no, I'm not torn. By a little bit of a smaller edge or a smaller margin, I gotta give Dr. Sleep this week's Rush pick for movie of the week. Because, yes, it is a very long-awaited sequel. About 2.5 hours. Does not feel like almost 2.5 hours. Kept me hanging the whole time. Now here's the kicker, and this is what I was about to say a second ago, where I said that I'm about to get back to my point. Because it is the sequel to The Shining, with any sequel, do you have to have seen the previous material in order to go into this movie, to be fully prepared for it? And the answer for this one is an emphatic 100% yes. In my honest opinion, you need to have, not just have some general knowledge about The Shining, you need to have seen the movie before going into Dr. Sleep to get the full impact, or most impact at all. There's a lot of throwback references in this movie that I don't think that a lot of people will pick up on if they haven't seen the original Stanley Kubrick, Jack Nicholson, Shining, or if they haven't read the original novel. I haven't read the novel, I've only seen the film, but being that it's visual, and there's a lot of visual throwbacks, and that's where I'm going to leave it at. But yeah, Ewan McGregor pulling it off, killing it as adult Danny Torrance. Then you have Rebecca Ferguson killing it as the leader of the evil, the Knot, and whatnot, and whatnot. Awesome screenplay, even good humor thrown in about it, as there is with most Stephen King novels into adaptation movies. Yes, so absolutely, I just picked this for movie of the week. I didn't do this shit, no reason. Dr. Sleep, playing everywhere. Get your preparation on. No, you need to see The Shining before going to see Dr. Sleep to fully enjoy it. And I fully enjoyed the shit out of it. I can't wait for this to drop. I can't wait for this to drop on 4K, because I'm going to get it one steelbook along with my collector's Shining steelbook that I just got a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, Dr. Sleep, playing everywhere, y'all. Go check it the hell out. We were wondering where the good horror movies are for this season. Looks like they're a little late. They're after Halloween. And the cool thing about this is with director Mike Flanagan, is with his style of horror, he doesn't use any jump scares or anything like that. It's complete ambiance scares, genuine psychological scares that are provided in Dr. Sleep. So, boom. Playing everywhere. Check it out, y'all. Highest quality possible, of course. Next up on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, let's roll things along here with getting into a little bit of a... Actually, no, let's roll things here along with the new John Cena vehicle that is called Playing with Fire. And in Playing with Fire, John Cena stars as a firefighting smoke jumper who rescues 3 children from a burning house, and because their parents are nowhere to be found under what is known as the safe haven law, it is his duty, the duty of him and his fellow, smoke jumping squadron, complete with Keegan-Michael Key, Barbara, and John Leguizamo. It's up to them to protect them and look after them until their parents can be located and until their parents can come and pick them up. So it seems like a pretty simple premise. You also got Brianna Hildebrand as the eldest of the kids in this. Also better known as Negasonic Teenage Warhead from both of the Deadpool movies. And you know what? Going into this, you pretty much know what you're gonna get. You know that it's gonna be goofy as hell. It's gonna be slapstick as hell, and that it may not be the best. I wasn't getting a good vibe. Let's just say that. I was not getting a good vibe going into this one. It was giving me a somewhat of a Daddy's Home 2 kind of feel going into this one. And Daddy's Home 2 made the Real Rush bottom 11 of 2K17. Wasn't getting a good feeling going into Playing a Fire. But you know what? This had some absolute laugh out loud moments in this joint. Me and one other motherfucker in the theater on Thursday afternoon watching this shit and having a complete ball watching Playing with Fire. Is it slapstick? Is it goofy? Is it completely just disconnect your brain, not serious, complete non-contender for any type of Oscar shit? Absolutely. It's a Nickelodeon movie, so you do know what you're going in to get. It's like, best way to put it, it's like a cartoon but put in live action form. Best way to put it. But yeah, I had a great time watching this movie. It's full of, the potty humor that I think that both kids and adults alike will enjoy. But I mean, it's not like the most hilarious comedy or anything of all time, but just a cute, family comedy. It's something that everybody of all ages can enjoy and, just, spend time as a family and everybody can get some chuckles out of it. Booyah. So, Playing with Fire. Out of nowhere, like an RKO from Mr. Randall Keith Orton. Pretty damn decent family comedy. This is playing everywhere, ladies and gents. And I gotta give not just to the entire cast. We know John Cena's got we know them all. We know they all got the comedic chops, but I got to give my props to my fellow Fight Cat brother, Keegan-Michael Key, for holding it down and being, I don't know what that was right there, but I pretty much pounded the ground so hard that shit is, my own vault is not zoned for the power of the rushness that I'm about to bestow upon Brother Key right here in saying the shiniest star of Playing with Fire. So Playing with Fire, there you go, Brother Key. Real Rush golf clap of the week coming your way, son. And overall, Playing with Fire, I don't think you'll be playing with fire by placing your bet and getting a ticket to go see Playing with Fire. So go see, round up the posse, round up the family, and go see some Playing with Fire. And booyah. Enjoy yourselves. Booyah. Playing with Fire, playing with everywhere. Playing everywhere, y'all. Check it out. Next up on this episode's Real Rush Ticket. Now let's get into a little bit of what's coming up for the holiday season. Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. Okay, I got a little bit of my high voice back. Let's move on to this holiday season's first real big drop, I think, if I'm not mistaken. This one is called Last Christmas. And this is a rom-com, a holiday rom-com. It's a holly-dolly rom-com. What? It's a holly-dolly rom-com. Holly jolly rom-com. And this stars Amelia Clark as a 20-something-year-old. Works in a year-round shop over in London that sells shit. It's a Christmas-themed shop all year round. But this movie does take place at Christmas time. So she's in her 20s. And she likes to party hard. She likes to live life on her own terms, just carefree, just to the beat of her own medicine or beat of her own music, and, drink her own medicine, smoke her own medicine even, what have you. But the thing is, not too terribly long ago, she had suffered some health problems that could have possibly very well, in all likelihood, have killed her. And so instead of, taking the time to, take care of herself, she wants to live life on the edge because, tomorrow's never promised and shit like that. Well, anywho, she ends up running across this dude played by Henry Golden, Mr. Outstanding, Mr. Wonderful from last year's Crazy Rich Asians. And, just his happy-go-lucky attitude, his very positive attitude, at first, contrasts with her, somewhat grinchy attitude towards Christmas early on, but they start vibing, and there comes the rom-com part. This is directed by Mr. Paul Feig, anywho, the dude who did Bridesmaids and Spy and A Simple Favor, which also starred Henry Golding last year. And you know what? This man, he could almost, I think Paul Feig could almost be described as a new, John Hughes on his own like wavelength, on his own level, because he doesn't seem to make like the same type of comedies over and over, but he does have a certain style that he applies to his movies, and this one is a different taste than what he's done leading up to this moment, and I think that it executes itself on screen quite well. It's a very cute holiday rom-com, y'all. There are definitely some laugh out loud moments in this one. The only thing that I had a little bit of a problem with into this one was the transition from like the second to third act did seem just a little slow, a little sluggish, almost to the point where it was like, okay, where exactly is this going? But once it does get to where it's going in Act 3, all the things do fall into play. It is a little predictable at parts, but aside from that, quite the decent rom-com. And our holidays, Christmas holiday season, I should say, our first bona fide date movie of the holiday season, 2K19. So, booyah. Last Christmas. This one should be playing everywhere, y'all. Of course, check your IMDb, check your Fandango as to where it may or may not be playing, and go check it out. Grab your honey and go check out Last Christmas. Or if you're a movie critic such as me, or if you're just a sucker for movies in general, I don't think you'll be disappointed by Last Christmas. That's the good thing about what I like to lay down here on the Real Rush here. I'm gonna lay it to you straight. And the cool thing is that so far on this episode's Real Rush Ticket, there is not a bad movie in the bunch, and Last Christmas keeps that ball rolling. So Last Christmas, play it everywhere, y'all, and go check it out where you can find it. Play it. Yeah. Don't fuck with the rush! And last but most certainly not least on this episode's Real Rush Ticket is the movie that we were supposed to get to last episode, but due to last week's sickness, I wasn't able to make it out. So, for those who have been looking forward to the review of Arctic Dogs, here the fuck it is! Your time is now! Hark! As your time has come! I have it reviewed for you. Arctic Dogs. So many people been looking forward to this one. I know. We finally have it here for you, ladies and gents. By gosh, brings a tear to the eye. Arctic Dogs is the new animated feature that the top voice talent in this, out of the pretty actually stacked voice talent cast, is Mr. Jeremy Renner. And in this one, he voices Swifty the Arctic Fox. And Swifty the Arctic Fox has always dreamed of being one of the top dogs at the Arctic Postal Package Delivery Service, whatever their equivalent of UPS is. But they use, awesome sled dogs that look like Triple H, and they fucking, come off like Superman-ish, like John Cena. You know what I'm saying? Well, when something happens to, the town's, awesome delivery crusading heroes and shit, it's up to Swifty to be like, yo, well, I've always wanted to be one of the top dogs, and they're always like, well, you can't be a top dog because you can't be a top dog because you're just a fox and shit like that. But since their top dogs ain't around, and the fucking packages need to be delivered, Swifty steps up to the plate, and that's where the movie goes from there. So in the voice cast, you got Jeremy Renner, you got Heidi Klum, you got Omar Sy, you got Michael Madsen, you got Alec Baldwin, you got Angelica Houston, you got James Franco, a ton of people. A ton. I can't even name them all off the top of my head. This was not getting the greatest reviews, and I will completely tell you right now that this is more than most certain not the best animated film or family film that I've ever seen in my life, but this is most certainly better than a lot of actual cartoon episodes that I've sat down and watched in my lifetime. This is just an extended cartoon episode of something, quite honestly. There were once again, some unexpected, at least to me, laugh out loud moments at or in Arctic Dogs. I thought it was quite decent. Once again, not the best. Once again, most certainly not the worst. I don't think it's. I think it's worth. Definitely, I wouldn't say way more, but definitely a couple notches more than the type of favor that it's getting in its current reviews. Most certain, it's yeah. I think kids would like it. I don't think it's something that is completely just dumb enough to make the adults who quote unquote get dragged to this completely fucking hate themselves for the hour and a half that this movie is. I got a good laugh out of it myself. Boom. There you have it. Arctic Dogs, ladies and gents. Definitely decently favorable. Not the generally unfavorable that as it's being portrayed in its current review. So Arctic Dogs, go check it out. Playing, I believe, everywhere. Safe bet, average audience would want a matinee this one. Okay? So there's your Arctic Dogs. And there you have it, ladies and gents. With that, that is a wrap for episode 58 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. It is at this time in every episode that I like to go ahead and take this time to remind y'all that coming up this Friday, actually, Friday, November 15th, is this month's third Friday of the month Bandit Show up at Stagecoach Theater Company in Ashburn, Virginia, 7:30 p.m. Once again, this coming Friday, November 15th. Election day's all said and done, ladies and gents. So it's time to get your non-political bullshit laugh on. Come on out, have a good time with your bandits peoples. $12 online, $15 at the door. But of course, as always, I'm going to recommend that you get your tickets online, because if the show sells out, you show up, you're going to have to get turned away, and we don't want that to happen to you. So go ahead and reserve your tickets online. Use the promo code JOHN, all caps, online. Get yourself a discount. Where can you go online to get your Stagecoach third Friday of the month Bandits tickets? You can find them online at stagecoach.com/stagecoach-bandits. Once again, that is Stagecoach, T as in Tom, C as in Coach.com/stagecoach-bandits. Promo code John, all caps. Wear that shit the fuck out. And please stay tuned next weekend. Episode 59 of The Real Rush is going to be coming your way, where it looks like I'm going to have 4 movies on next episode's Real Rush ticket to have reviewed for y'all. Hopefully I will have everything cleared up. I will be doing my therapy over the next couple days to make sure that I am clear voiced for Friday night's Bandit Show. But next week we will have reviewed for you. And it looks like we have quite the good lineup here. Quite the good lineup here, ladies and gents. Ford versus Ferrari. Ford v Ferrari. Not Ford 5 Ferrari, but Ford v Ferrari. One of my most anticipated movies coming up in the next couple weeks. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one. We also had a half for you. Charlie's Angels, the reboot of that shit. My girl Naomi Scott gracing the screen. Hell yeah. We also have a review for you. We have The Good Liar. The Good Liar. Helen Mirren and Ian McKellen. That looks like it could actually be a sleeper awards nominee of some type. So, The Good Liar. We'll have that review for you. And this one I'm definitely looking forward to. Possibly the most very closely tied with, at least with Ford v Ferrari, Honey Boy, the new Shia LaBeouf penned joint. And this deals with some shit that he's dealt with, in his time as, coming up as a young into an adult celebrity. A child into an adult actor, I should say. So yeah, definitely looking forward to all. I'm looking forward to all 4 of those, to be completely honest for you. Completely honest with you. So we have all 4 of those viewed for you in episode 59 of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any shit like that, please feel free. Don't hesitate to go ahead and type those on into this YouTube page where you are viewing this week's episode right here, right now. To everybody who has subscribed to The Real Rush right here on YouTube thus far, I want to thank you for having done so. And if you haven't done so yet, the hell are you waiting for? Go ahead and click on that subscribe button right now, so that way you can be up in the know when your boy drops a new episode. And maybe next episode I'll still be talking a little bit like Dr. Jones. It was in the right place. It was in the right time. Or maybe I won't. Hopefully not. But you want to be in first. You want to be the first to know when your boy drops a new episode. So go ahead and click that goddamn subscribe button. And don't forget, please, just like love, everybody, ladies and gents, these days, you need to be spreading that. But at the same time, please spread the word of The Real Rush in the same manner. So hug a motherfucker and tell them about The Real Rush. And don't forget that The Real Rush also has replay value. So any movie that's come out within the last year or so that you want to know what your boy J-Dub has his thoughts on, all you got to do is go up to the YouTube search bar at the top of the window here, at the top of the page, what have you. Type in quotation marks, The Real Rush, followed by, outside of quotation marks, the title of the movie that you're looking for, and then boom! On-demand movie review for you, because your boy J-Dub and The Real Rush has you covered for life, son! And don't forget that, as always, you can follow your boy on Instagram for my live movie check-ins as they occur, and that is at J-Dub Champion, hashtag The Real Rush. And for The Real Rush, ladies and gents, I am your boy J-Dub. Thank you for joining us for another episode of The Real Rush right here on YouTube. Thank you for dealing with my haggard post-Full Gear voice here. But remember, when you're at the movies, chill out, y'all. You don't need to be doing all the yipping and the yapping and the chittering and the jabbing and talking and looking at smartphones. And you can even set the smartwatches to dim and shit. Because I can guarantee you that any conversations, any text messages, anything that's happening on social media, and even the time, all that will be waiting for you after the movie is all said and done. Enjoy yourselves when you're at the movies, ladies and gents. Have fun, y'all. Love J-Dub. And we'll see you next weekend.